Hello guys, welcome back. Today we are resetting for a new month, but more importantly, I am kickstarting a 4-week glow up challenge, and I would honestly love for you to do it with me. We sadly have only 4 weeks left of summer, and for me, I actually only have 4 weeks left before my birthday and before I enter the final year of my 20s. In 4 weeks time, I turn 29, and then it is the final year of my 20s, and I want to go into my 29th year the very, very, very best version of myself and feeling my very best. The goal at the end of these 4 weeks is to be doing stuff that is good for us every single day without needing or relying on motivation, and it just happening on autopilot. They say that you need to do something 28 times before it becomes a habit, which means if we implement these healthy habits that are going to make us feel good every single day for the next 4 weeks, then by the time autumn comes around, the days get darker, it gets harder to be motivated, we are going to be absolutely bossing it, because we are going to be doing those things every single day as habit on autopilot, helping see us through those colder, darker months. Honestly, the thought of carrying some of this summer motivation and really making the most out of my days into the autumn season makes me feel so excited. So I'm going to spend the next 4 weeks laser focused on my daily and weekly goals. And I would love, love, love for you to do this challenge with me if you'd like to. It'll help keep me accountable if I know that I've got you guys doing it with me. And I truly believe that we could all genuinely be happier and healthier versions of ourselves if we follow all the steps in this video. And I just think that is the coolest thought. Okay, let's just get straight into it because I am so excited. First things first, you know that around here, we do not set goals and intentions without a heavy dose of self-awareness and self-reflection first. I truly believe that goals and intentions do not stick if we don't understand why we're doing them and why they are important to us as an individual. So we're starting with a reflection of the last 4 weeks and identifying what habits we really liked and what habits we want to maintain and take with us into the next 4 weeks, and which habits we know don't serve us and we want to leave them firmly in the past. So for me, July was a totally chaotic one in literally every way possible. I'd love to try and blame the fact that the weather here in the UK was all over the place. There was so much rain, there was a little bit of sunshine, it was just carnage. But honestly, the weather was chaos, work was total madness. I said yes to way too many social events. I drank too much alcohol, we had endless house viewings, and I just generally overloaded myself and didn't have any headspace to really focus on what served me and what made me feel good each day and each week. And to be honest, you guys all have total evidence of that. You saw my last vlog, which was just pure carnage. And hopefully if you did see my last vlog, that is a true honest reflection of just how scatty my brain gets if I don't organise myself and look after myself each day and each week. Okay, so the habits that I want to leave behind and change as I head into the next 4 weeks. Inconsistent wake-up times. Not having the routine of waking up at the same time every day always puts me in a bit of a funk. Not drinking enough water. I'm usually quite good at this, so I honestly don't know what happened in the month of July, but I was not drinking nearly enough water every single day. And when I was already overloaded and starting to feel a little bit burnt out and tired, we know that drinking lots of water makes you feel so much more awake and refreshed and really helps fight fatigue. And I'm irritated with myself that the month that I needed to be drinking the most water, I was really bad at it. So definitely that is one we are leaving behind in the last 4 weeks. Way too much phone time. I've got no idea how, considering I was so busy and I felt like I was running around minute to minute, my screen time is so high. It's the highest it's ever been. All I can think is that because I was chaotically running around, I was either going from social event to social event, or I was sat scrolling on my phone, and I just never really stopped to pause. I think I literally for the month of July was either scrolling aimlessly through my phone or running around like a headless chicken, and I mean, what a recipe for disaster. So enough of that as well. And overeating. I found myself really losing my habit of intuitive eating, which I rely on quite heavily to make me feel good. But to be honest, I think the overeating is just a symptom of some of the other problems. If you don't get enough sleep, you tend to overeat because you're tired. Alcohol obviously means that I end up binge eating, and then just feeling disconnected and not very focused on myself just means that you kind of aimlessly eat without really concentrating. And you know how much I love my food and I love my recipes and I love to take my time with my cooking. And the thought that I was just kind of wasting meals by just like consuming stuff without really concentrating on it breaks my heart a little bit. So I definitely want to leave overeating and just kind of mindless eating behind. That being said, there are some things that I genuinely loved about July. I'm not writing off as a bad month whatsoever. There was loads of good stuff, and sometimes a chaotic month is a little bit good for the soul. So things that I loved: spending a lot of time with friends and family. I will never regret that. I feel so incredibly blessed. I am able to spend my weekends and weeknights seeing friends and seeing family. I feel so blessed. So I never want to take that for granted. So I'm very pleased that I had loads of that in July. And the second thing that I managed to keep up somehow miraculously is my running. I am loving it so much, guys. I'm so proud of myself for keeping it up. And it's honestly the coolest feeling. I mean, so many of you probably are way further ahead in your fitness journeys than me, but it is the coolest feeling to be able to literally watch my fitness improve. I definitely in the past have done gym and Pilates and all this other stuff, but my cardiovascular fitness was so low. When I started running, I was running for 1 minute at a time, 60 seconds. That is all I could do. And I was honestly a bit shocked at how unfit I was. And I'm just in a totally different place now, and it's been so amazing to watch that progress quite significantly, especially over the last 4 weeks. So I'm super psyched about my running as well. Okay, so once you've reflected on your last 4 weeks and you've identified which habits you want to leave behind and which ones you want to take into the next 4 weeks, it's time to start setting our goals. So I'm going to lay out all the things that I'm going to do over the next 4 weeks, and I would love for you to use this as a guide for the things that you're going to do too. But of course, feel free to swap in and out any habits that you think aren't really right for you, and swap in any ones that you think will make a big difference to your health and your happiness. Okay, so we're going to keep this simple. We are not overcomplicating the next 4 weeks. We've got 5 daily goals and 4 weekly goals that we're going to do consistently for 4 weeks. We've got this. Okay. 5 daily goals, starting off with wake up time. I want to wake up at 6:30 every single day for 4 weeks. Apart from the weekends when if I want to learn a little bit longer, I can. But 6:30 every single day for 4 weeks. For me, that is the right wake up time for me to stay consistent. It pushes me a little bit earlier than I get up at the moment, which is 7 o'clock. And I just think having that extra half an hour to challenge myself to get up a little bit earlier and get a head start on the day will make all the difference for me. But you choose your own wake up time based on your own schedule, your own work patterns, whatever works for you. A time that you want to stay consistent with over the next 4 weeks during the week. Next, water. 2 litres of water every single day without fail. Weekends, weekdays, whether I'm traveling, whether I'm in the office, whether I'm at home, 2 litres of water every single day, no excuses. Okay, the biggie to tackle my screen time. No phone until I'm out of bed, and no phone after 9 p.m. So until I get out of bed applies to weekdays and weekends. I don't want to set a specific time on it because I just do quite like going on my phone relatively early in the morning. Like once I'm up and I'm brushing my teeth, that's when I typically will like check my phone on a good day. And that's what I want to get back to. At the moment, I've got into a bad habit of I wake up, I pick up my phone, and I then stay in bed. And it's honestly, I know we all know it and it's relatable to everybody, but it's just insane how quickly time goes when you start scrolling. I'll wake up at 6:30, feel like I'm smashing it. I've woken up at my early time, started my day, I'll pick up my phone, and then all of a sudden it's 7:15 and I've lost all the advantage I had on the day. And instead of starting my day feeling great and accomplished and proud of myself for seizing the day, I then feel like lazy and sluggish and a bit impacted by all the stuff that I've seen online already. And I'm already comparing myself to other people right first thing in the morning. And I just want absolutely none of that. For me, the main thing is I don't want it to deter me keeping to my consistent wake up time, which I should probably add. My wake up time of 6:30, it's wake up and get out of bed. And that is the hardest part. I can wake up at 6:30, no problem, but then the phone keeps me trapped. So wake up consistently, 2 litres of water, and now no phone before I wake up. And equally, no phone after 9 p.m. Now, the truth is the no phone after 9 p.m. is a little bit of a tough one for me because Cameron and I don't live together, so we do like to text each other before we go to bed. And that is a time that we would typically text before we both go to sleep at about 10 o'clock. But I actually just think we can find another time to talk. He also gets up super early, so he does try and go to bed super early as well. And I just think it's probably a bad habit for both of us, and we can say our goodnights before 9 p.m. That is no challenge at all for us. And we can say hello first thing in the morning, and losing that hour of texting time, I mean, really, that's not a big deal. So no phones after 9 p.m. I just think it'll help my brain switch off and not have all that horrible blue light interrupting my sleep once I eventually drift off. The next one is outside movement every single day. I want to go for a walk every single day outside. For you, if you love a HIIT workout or Pilates, I honestly challenge you to go to the park, roll out your mat and do that outside. I'm gonna do a walk every single day, even if it's only 15 minutes. But honestly, this is the last 4 weeks of summer, guys. The sun is gonna fade, the temperatures are gonna drop, and this is the time to totally maximize on all that vitamin D and feeling good. And you know how much I love to live seasonally. And I know that in 4 months' time, if I wasted my summer sat inside, I am going to regret it when everything gets cold and dark. And I really want to soak up all that vitamin D, which makes us all feel so good for the next 4 weeks. So outside movement, even if it's just 15 minutes, every single day. And the final daily goal is a little bit of a different one, but I think makes such a big difference to your self-esteem, and it definitely makes a big difference to mine, is doing something hard every day. I think that when we do hard things, we feel so proud of ourselves afterwards. I think it helps us boost confidence in our abilities. I think it helps boost our self-esteem. And when I say do something hard, I just mean do something that you instinctively want to put off or instinctively want to slightly shy away from. For me, on the days that I go for a run, that is something hard. Like, I'm not a natural runner, and to actually get out the door and go on a run is hard for me. And every time I do it, I'm so proud of myself for the fact that I did something hard. So it might not be running for you, but I would challenge yourself to try an especially difficult workout class, to challenge yourself and push yourself. Or it can be things like particular phone calls that you know you don't want to have, like jobs that you just keep putting off, that you just think, like, I don't want to call the plumber to come and fix this because I don't really like speaking to people on the phone and I don't like having to explain that I've got a problem. Or it can be having a particularly difficult conversation that you've been putting off with a friend or a family member. Or it can be making a decision about something. But honestly, I think doing one hard thing every single day makes you feel so accomplished and proud and satisfied at the end of your day that you did something that you didn't really want to do, but you knew that it was going to be worth it once you did it. You pushed through and you made it happen. So those are our 5 daily goals. And honestly, if we did those 5 every single day for 4 weeks, whew, can you imagine how good we are going to feel? But it doesn't end there. We also have some weekly goals. So I've only got 4 weekly goals to kind of sprinkle on top of my daily goals that I just think will give the challenge an extra boost. And again, feel free to tailor these however you like. The first one for me is running 3 times a week. As I said, I'm getting such a kick out of it at the moment. It's making me feel so good in so many different ways. So I want to keep that up and make sure that I run 3 times a week, every single week for the next 4 weeks. For you, that might be running as well, if you want to join me on this very newbie runner journey, because trust me, I am right at the beginning of this running journey. So for you, it might be running as well. If it's not running, maybe it's going to the gym 3 times or doing a particular workout class, or you could incorporate the run into your outside movement from your daily goals, and you could make 3 of those walks much longer ones, whatever works for you. The second one is to have 1 date night per week. That's either a date night in like a romantic couple, or it's a date night with friends, but a date night where I spend quality time with somebody that I love and we get to eat nice food and cook and no phones, just be able to focus on each other, whether it's with friends, with family, with a boyfriend or a girlfriend. A date night per week always feels good for the soul. My third weekly goal is 1 self-care night per week. So 1 night per week that is just mine. And even if I can't get a whole night, a good few hours, 1 night per week where it's just me, myself and I, whether that's having a bath or putting on an episode of my favorite show or doing a face mask or going to get my nails done. 1 night per week that is just all about me and there's no external noise, nobody else. It's just hanging out with me. I guess it's a date night. It's a solo date night. So we've got 1 date night with friends or family or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and we've got 1 date night with just ourselves. So maybe that's 2 date nights, but 1 self-care night, 1 date night, 3 runs per week. And then the final weekly goal for me is 3 home-cooked recipes per week. Again, I'd feel free to flex this based on however much you currently cook at home. But for me, I'm gonna try and cook from home 3 times per week. And my challenge is also actually gonna be to cook 3 recipes I've never tried before. Because to be honest, I do already cook quite a lot for myself at home, but I just get so much joy out of cooking. I want to break myself out a bit of a rut lately because I keep making the same recipes over and over again, which, don't get me wrong, they are so delicious, but I want to try some new things. So 3 new recipes every single week will honestly make me feel so good. Okay, that is it. That is all of my daily and weekly goals. The next step which is very critical for me, and honestly I recommend it for you as well, is to get all of this written down. I live my life with to-do lists. Every single day I wake up and I write things down on paper. If it's not written down with pen and paper, it's not happening. Now, you might be more of a digital girly, which if you are, that's totally fine. If you get it written down on your phone or your laptop, or you get it written down with pen and paper, I really recommend the pen and paper route. Get this written down. There is so much evidence that writing your goals down has such a big impact on you actually being able to achieve them. So you know me, I have got all of my different planners here. I've got my daily planner and my weekly planner, so I'm going to be able to map out each of my weekly goals and my daily goals into my various planners, and then I will have my little to-do list where I will make notes each day of the hard things I need to get done that day, which is basically a list of all the admin stuff that I really don't want to do, but I need to get done. Honestly though, guys, I'm so excited about the challenge. Please let me know in the comments if you want to do it with me. I would love to have a few of you do it with me. It would feel so good to know that I'm doing this with friends. But if you're not interested in doing the whole challenge, hopefully you can enjoy the next 4 weeks of videos, which are going to be packed with lots of healthy habits every single time. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Honestly, have the very best week, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Bye, guys.